Welcome to the Move Me Movement Podcast, Episode 1. Again, I realized I did a podcast about a year ago, but that's before I had the van, that's before I had the belt, that's before I had a lot of things. So I'm ready and feel confident to jumpstart the podcast so that when I do take off in the big road trip, I'll already have a great groundwork to continue off of that. So the purpose of the podcast going forward is going to be to give the behind the scenes of the whole van life trip when I'm on it. I'll also be giving, one episode will be mostly about backpacking, one will be about a certain national park, one will be about van life. There'll be different topics along the way. Half of it's for me, to keep me sane on the road trip alone, as like a video diary. Half of it is for you guys. Maybe you'll get some benefit out of it. So for this episode though, I just want to address a couple things, like what has moved me, why the van, and when do you take off. So, what is Move Me? Move Me initially started as just a product. I was a personal trainer for 6 years, and I wanted to start my own product, which I finally now have. It's the Move Me belt. It is a functional yoga strap that is also fashionable. So you wear it for your activities, mountain biking, rock climbing, backpacking, and when you're done with the activity, you stretch with it. So it started as that. But I quickly realized, I wanted it to be more than that. And what initially started that was, I remember going to Big Ben, my freshman year of college, and you spend your first night in that national park under the stars, and you see the whole Milky Way galaxy, and you're just absolutely blown away. All your worries and all your thoughts of what was at home seem to disappear because you truly are just living in the moment. You also have no signal in Big Ben, so that's all you can do. But I just loved and I craved that feeling, and I wanted to help people get that same experience and get the same benefit. Because to me, the benefit of going out in a national park or going backpacking is that you feel connected to this planet more. You see the stars, you see the wildlife, you're away from your social media, and you feel connected. And I think when you feel that connected, you feel much more inclined to be more friendly to people, to watch what you say, watch what you do. Overall, you just feel more grounded and more tied to this planet, rather than when you're in a city and you kind of just feel away from it. So Move Me, in a nutshell, is getting people outside more, not because they're going to love it, but because they're going to feel more connected to this planet at the end of the day. So that is my goal. The van. I got the van about a year ago. There were two reasons. Obviously, I wanted to go around to see every national park, and the van was the best way to do that because you could sleep in it, cook it, and all that stuff. But also, I realized I was missing a lot of life skills that I saw my uncles have growing up, where they were like overall handyman. They could build everything and do everything themselves. I realized I was lacking some of those skills, and so I thought the best way to do it is to force myself to learn, and at the end of the day, I would also get a vehicle that I could make my movement mobile with. So I got the van, and I started converting it, and I did so many things wrong. I did some things right, but at the end of the day, it is done now. It works. I went on this first road trip to California, 10 days. It held up. Some flaws came about, which I'm sure I'll be fixing and addressing later, but it worked. So now I have the movement. I have the van. The last thing is the big trip. The goal right now is to take off in May or June, and it'll be 6 months on paper. That's what I added up to. But I'm sure once I add all my stops in between, it might go up to like 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year long. Who knows? So, May or June, I'll take off. And that's it. In the meantime, I have to really hone in and focus on making my business mobile, so I have my financial security. So to do that, I'm doing more online personal training. I'm phasing out of in-person training. I have my belt now, thankfully, and I also have my pre-workout. So I have 2 products. I do online personal training, and then hopefully, the podcast will take off or the YouTube channel will take off. So hopefully things will happen and fall in place. If not, I call the trip quits early, I come back here, and I start over again, back to in-person training. So no harm, no foul. So that's it for this episode, guys. Just a short, sweet episode to give you what has moved me, why is it, why the van, and when I plan on taking off. In the future, the goal is to go to a national park, make a cute little video for it, like 4 to 6 minute video, post that, and then do like a follow-up podcast explaining, here's the national park, here's what I saw, here's what I loved about it, here's what I didn't like about it, here's how to prepare for it, and so on and so forth. So moving forward, that'll be the goal. But for this episode, it was just the basics to lay the groundwork. So guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. It's your life. You guys do what you want. And I'll see you guys sometime soon.